again, welcome to the BitHUD podcast. I'm Thaddeus.
And I'm Dan.
And this is episode 27. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Animal Crossing, and then Dan's going to go into Persona 5 Royal. And today we also have a special guest with us.
Hey, it's Pally again. Probably caught me in the last episode. Or you didn't listen. It's all good.
Well, that one's the raw, and this is the main.
Depends on how Thaddeus orders them out.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we try to get the raws out right away, then the main episode
the
is a little later.
At it, right?
Yeah.
That's why the hot takes are on those ones.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be going into those. How have you guys been?
We talked like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So trying to create an illusion, but that's already been
you
shattered.
You were disconnected for a little bit, so
yeah,
I don't know what happened. What happened in that 15
like,
minutes?
Why aren't you guys talking?
You're disconnected, and it's like I stepped away for the bathroom. I came back, and you were gone. And then like Pally was like, "Hello, anybody there?" And so we're talking a bit, and then like once Dan coming back, and you see that you were somehow just disconnected altogether.
No, because I moved my laptop so I could hardwire in. Yeah. Because when me and Pally were talking, he was coming a little tinny as well. So I was like, "Oh,
I see.
Maybe it's me." No, but for Persona 5 Royal.
Yes.
Thaddeus, you bought it. You haven't opened it.
Yeah, I just have what's called the Phantom Thieves edition, and it's just kind of sitting on the shelf right now. Yeah. I plan on playing it either when like I've got other things kind of beaten, or if I hear with a Switch version coming out, I'll get the Switch version instead.
It's I'd say give it a year to let it just sort of sit.
Yeah.
Just because you know what, it's a bit of a slog.
Well, yeah, it's been 3 years for me. I mean, for you, I think I kind of fucking warned you too that you probably shouldn't keep playing the original so close to it. It's gonna
burn yourself out on it.
Yeah,
I want to play the original. It's so it really makes me go, oh man.
But there's also the fact that it probably endeared you to it too, like because you kind of played so much, you have what's close to Stockholm syndrome.
Let's be honest, I'm already endeared to it. I mean, the desktop background on my computer is from Persona 5. My phone, the messaging app is Persona 5.
So I think you're too deep.
I don't blame you. It's a compelling design, that whole game.
Yeah, the game has a great style to it. Yeah.
I think without that design, that game doesn't pop as much as it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with Tokyo Mirage Session, which is it's a fine game, but definitely didn't have the visual flair of Persona.
But the biggest drawbacks I'll start with the pros for what they added that I actually liked.
Okay.
After about 35 hours of this thing.
Oh, geez.
And this is with me skipping cutscenes, mind you.
Yeah.
I'm just at the end of the pyramid level. So
that's pretty far, I'd say.
Let's see. I like that they gave you the baton pass right away.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like it before.
I don't like that now when you take people out, it upgrades the baton pass because it makes it a little. Okay. They made the combat so easy with it, but let me try. I'm trying to really list the pros here. Thaddeus.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll let you go.
So the baton pass, they added that in. That I actually liked. And instead of Morgana telling you to go to sleep, they don't let you out into the city, but they actually put a bunch of things you can do inside of the cafe.
Okay.
So you can read, which the book thing was killing me.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you can read?
Yeah, you read books.
It's what does
it do for you? Does it increase intelligence?
Stuff like River City Ransom, when you get books, you increase the stats and all that.
Yeah,
okay. So
make you more gutsy or make you more charming or increase your knowledge. You can also mop the floors, which increases kindness because you're doing it for free.
Right.
Can you help elder ladies across the street too? Is that kind of weird?
And you could just plain ass study if you don't have any books to read. They added crosswords in there, which actually don't take up any time, but you just have to solve a crossword puzzle, and that gives you extra knowledge. So they did really give you a couple things to add to your personal stats. That make
it is good to and it's good to add kind of variety anyway.
Is it like a legit crossword puzzle that you have to do?
Well, you only have to solve one line, but
okay.
they give you enough letters to actually solve the whole thing. I found out because I couldn't figure one out because it was fucking backwards asked.
Because that would be cool. Like if they actually give you like
other lines for it just to answer the fucking original. And they've added new personas. I don't really care for them.
Okay.
Like,
what's wrong with them?
Well, I haven't seen them all, so I can't say I don't care for all of them. Some of the original personas, they changed a few things with them, where they're under a different arcana because of the 2 new characters.
Right.
The 2 new confidants. So I don't know. The only new one that I really saw was Kate Sith, and that one was basically Puss in Boots. And I'm basing this purely on that. If that is the direction they are going in, I don't know. But I do have problems with the game. Like I said, the combat in the original is basically slightly more complex Pokemon.
Yeah.
If they popped out the words, used gun was super effective. It would basically be that, right? And it's basically Pokemon because you're capturing personas.
Yeah.
This one, they made it a lot. Oh, actually, I do like the Showtime finishers as well, where they have those little weird cutscenes where 2 of your party members will actually fight.
The black silhouettes and everything, and I guess a red background or something.
They actually do like full out cutscenes where like.
Oh, okay.
Where let's see, Ann and Morgana, they do like a little thing where Morgana gives Ann some flowers, and then Ann sticks her hands in and pulls out machine guns.
What the hell? Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of like an all-out attack, but with just 2 characters.
Okay.
So they have different cutscenes, and each character actually can partner up with other people.
Yeah.
Even if they're not in the party at that time.
Fair.
The other thing I liked about it was, it just seems like they respected like your time more. They didn't tell you to go to bed as much.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass in the original. I remember that being just an annoying feature.
Yeah. Although there are a lot of cons. I think they just made the combat a lot easier. Like the original one, you can't do a palace in a single day.
Yeah, like in game day. I mean,
in a single game day.
Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ, how long are these?
Yeah,
you can't do it in 24 hours. It's just impossible.
Your people are like beat to shit throughout the game.
Yeah,
they're basically low tier gods.
Yeah,
they're basically just a bit better than Hercules. Because with baton passes, you gain SP. In the first dungeon, they give you items that give you 20% of your SP back. So there's really no point to not beat a dungeon in one day now.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be good.
Uh-huh.
It actually makes the rest of the time where you're waiting for the next thing to happen feel a lot longer.
Because I was going to say, I mean, honestly, the dungeons being easier to beat wouldn't be a problem to me personally because, again, this is a lot of people playing the game, not everybody, but a lot of people playing the game will be people who've beaten the game before and are kind of looking for something new. So it's not that bad to kind of streamline things a bit.
But that's my biggest problem with it is it just should have been DLC because I've played this game about 3 times back, and the biggest complaint I've looked online is that you have to play the fucking thing again.
Yeah.
Everyone says like it was really good the first time.
Yep.
And some people have played it more than once, like me. And people are like, man, it's really like when you want to, because there's no reason to not stretch out the dungeons anymore.
Yeah.
That like because also now you need to hit certain requirements to get that 3rd semester.
Oh, really? It's not just an automatic thing.
You'll get the original.
Oh, it's a bonus? Really?
Yeah. That's why people are also pissed.
That's weird.
So I
didn't know that.
Raise certain confidants
to
a minimum point to get the 3rd semester. So you can't fuck around because they like gate it off with like, oh, you're not charming enough. Or you don't have enough knowledge to hang out with a catchy, which no one wants to. People like him at the anime, I think, because they have like this whole shipping of Joker and Akechi.
Of course, everything. It's so typical. Yeah.
So I know that the devs played it up because like he takes you to like candy shops and like coffee date.
What the fuck?
The things detectives and thieves do.
Yeah.
They play it really well. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to a jazz club, listen to music, and have some drinks. And then the next time, he's like, hey, I'm alone right now. I really want to eat this cake. I don't like cake. I just want to with you.
But does he actually make a move? Does he actually make a move on you, or does he?
No, it's just this underlying weird tone where you're like, what the hell? Like the original is weird.
But you haven't.
Like, sorry. Sorry, Bally. You said
you haven't beat the game yet. Is it possible he makes like a full blown move on you?
I mean, if you've played the game, you know how it's gonna end. So it might.
Oh, okay.
Also, I don't think so because they don't allow you to date guys. They only allow you to date girls.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like Fire Emblem has the gay relationships. This one doesn't have it.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's their way around it. They're like, we'll make it seem like he wants to date you, but we won't let it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff about his character. Like you'd have to play the game to see it, but there is stuff about his character that comes to light later on.
Okay.
Yeah. But Pally, you're playing the original through. How much? What do you think about it so far? Where are you?
I haven't played much. I probably played like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, so you're still
just barely,
Like I just started playing it because like we were going to Japan this year, and I'm like, I want to play something that like, there's like almost like you're living your life in Japan, but there's like monsters, right?
Yeah, it's better than Shenmue.
And Shenmue, or like I was thinking I was going to do like Yakuza, but I really didn't like Yakuza that much. Like
I don't like.
I couldn't get into it. I wanted to, but I couldn't get into it.
But it was like I like it so far. Like it's a little dark, like literally dark.
Yeah,
like everything. Maybe it's my TV, but like it's so visually everything's a little bit darker. So I cranked up the brightness right away. I'm like, oh, I can't see like shit, or I can't.
Wait, you guys don't crank up the brightness automatically on games?
Well, some games like they ask you, so I'm like, they must be asking me for a reason to make this brightness like that. So I kind of like, but I'm like what was the last game that asked, like Monster Hunter?
Yeah,
that asked you to like change the brightness right away. I'm like, okay, so this is to like differentiate between like terrain and stuff. So I'm like, okay,
maybe it's
I'll make sure I do this right.
Crank that shit up all the way.
No, it's a good lesson. You're right. Now just crank it like to 100. But
here's the thing I figured out with like because I played a lot of horror games at PS2 and PS3.
Yeah,
if you crank it up, you can actually see enemies further.
He said, like, I haven't started Resident Evil yet, but I'm assuming you got to crank that thing right up. Like,
Dead Space. That was the one where I found out, like, brighten everything. I can't have these little crab heads coming at me.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to take away from Persona thing, but Resident Evil, I'm assuming that the new one, same thing. Like, you got to crank the brightness, otherwise you're not gonna.
Yeah, I remember being
darker stuff.
I don't remember the darkness being an issue for me. Again, it was just the oppressiveness overall, like just
I think,
narrow hallways.
7 or remakes?
Yeah.
Because if you're talking about 7, crank the brightness up.
Yeah. But remakes, I don't remember them being too dark. Remake of 2, I don't remember being too dark.
Remake 2 is not that dark, actually.
Yeah, I don't remember being too dark.
When you're running through that one spot where you're like basically in the cop basement.
Yeah.
And all that one was kind of where there was no lights. Yeah, that was dark, but
so overall, I found the game very oppressive in terms of like the small environments, and you can't really do. You're just generally getting fucked up by zombies.
But even going back to Persona, like the first 30 minutes when they're like, "Hey, go to school, like take the Chiba line." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I've been in the station. I know where it is." And I'm looking around. The signs are so blurry, you can't read anything. Like.
No, you basically wander the station.
You basically gotta wander the station, walk up to every entrance, and like see what it says, and like the bubble that pops up.
Going the wrong way.
Or even like going into the teacher's lounge. Like literally, I'm going off like the first 30, 45 minutes. Like in the teachers, you're on the first floor, and like, go up to the second floor, and there's like no labels on anything.
No.
So like, I guess they force you to be like, go to every room and talk to everybody.
It gets easier. They actually let you just teleport everywhere.
Okay. Well, that's good.
It's just you pull up a menu and you're like, oh, I want to go to this part of the city.
Yeah. To me, that was probably the most frustrating thing early. Like I like the combat system. I'm used to the combat system. Like Dan said, it's pretty much Pokemon.
Yeah,
like it's pretty.
It's very much so.
You got the wheel attack, to your persona, use an item, like leave, pick who you're going to attack. It's very straightforward. It's not reinventing the wheel when it comes to battle systems. So
No,
it's
again,
more just the
style,
like the living your life. That's the part. Like I'm not sure how much of the game Dan enjoys that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you
I think yeah.
Do you like the fact that like you can go to school and like I'm assuming you can like you do your job or like you said you read a book and like your stats go up or whatever.
No, I think I
feel like
I said this to
a good split of both. Yeah.
I said this to Ken from what's it, Level With You. I said, if they just gave me the third semester as a $40 DLC, I would have preferred it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like a lot of the battle changes they did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing. I'm like, man, the battles were already really easy.
Yeah.
Now it's like they'll tell you like there's a perk where like you can find out their weakness right away.
Oh, that's
so you don't have to use every magic on them.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When I first started battling, he's like, "Oh, well, if you do a certain thing against them, it's their weakness, and you'll get to go and it'll be like super effective, right? Like Pokemon."
Yeah.
And they don't tell you, like you said, like you have to basically trial and error it till you find out.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, like you said, is more of a challenge than literally. As soon as I meet someone I don't know, it says, "Oh, he's psychic."
Yeah.
Okay, I use dark or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing like Octopath as well, where
Octopath. I like the way they handle it there because you either have to have the certain guy in your party to figure it out, or you have to trial and error it till you figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's one that kind of just they throw so much like they made it a lot easier, and everyone does commend them for I love the battle changes. They made it so much easier. I'm like. It wasn't the point of the game. None of the personas were easy. This one was like the easiest persona. This one,
wow.
And you're playing it on like super hard, right?
I play it on merciless.
Yeah, so like,
and it's still easy.
Like you said.
I'm still one day in the palaces. I was like, I started.
When they remade the game, did they say that they were going to change the stuff, or is this just something
they said they were changing the battle system to give it a fresh update?
Yeah.
Okay. Fresh update.
Balance. What?
Balance update.
Yeah. So like what I thought they should have done, I was hoping they would have done too, is if you have a save file of the original game, they should have like given you some kind of like bonus. Like it can import it and it gives you the option to just do the bonus chapter.
No, if you have the original game, like save data, they give you $50,000 and like a couple potions and stuff.
It's something at least, but still, they should have given just let you jump ahead.
Yeah, they should let you like jump to like, I'd say the yacht at least.
Okay, yeah, the yacht, or I'd say right when you have to go to the stuff after the yacht.
Yeah, no, because the yacht would actually be like your first palace then.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because then they'd have all these new things that they have to introduce.
Yeah.
Well, they have. Oh, also they have stuff for the metaverse. They have more things to do with in Mementos. You know that, right?
Yeah, I think you briefly mentioned that. I think in like other conversations.
You collect stamps. And you know how there were items dropped on the ground.
Yeah.
There's now flowers sometimes, and you can trade those to increase the experience points you get from Mementos, or make it easier. I don't know.
Did you say Mementos?
Mementos.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought you said Mementos. I'm like,
full of life.
Fresh maker.
Yeah, it's picking up mints.
But overall, if I were a new player, I'd probably be like, "Oh, this is just what Persona is." If you're a returning player, most of the people I've seen who bought the original do like the changes.
Yeah.
Well, the people who leave reviews. A lot of the people who I spoke to online were saying very similar things to me. So I don't know how much is what.
Fair enough.
Maybe it's just like I gravitate to people who think like me.
Yeah.
I know clearly how much all three of us disagree with, or how much you two disagree with me on stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're the vocal minority.
Yeah, generally in a conversation, it's kind of the beat up Dan show.
Well, it's
not on purpose. It just kind of ends up that way.
Things to purposely piss you all off.
Yeah, that's what it kind of. It seems like you're starting fires, and it's like, seeing what happens.
Whoa, guys, what are you getting so angry for? Some anime that you really like.
Those things you love, I'm just gonna tear into them. You're showing a lot of passion for this thing, and I don't like it.
Oh, guys, we all own the Nintendo Switch. You really like it, but
it's Nintendo, so therefore it's evil.
Yeah,
not evil, but broken.
That's not true. I bought the Nintendo Wii U.
You have more Nintendo Switches than me.
Yeah, and you bought more Nintendo systems than I have.
That's a big question there, Pally. How come you don't have more Switches? we all agreed. I should be the one with the least.
I 100% agree. Katie's like, oh, I want another one. I'm like, well, you can buy another one, up to you. But all she's gonna play is Animal Crossing, and now the island is on my Switch.
Yeah, but
that's the shitty part about it.
All the work and all the money she dumped into that island, I'm like, I ain't moving, you're moving. Yep. Like if you're divorcing the island, I'm taking everything, and you can have a blank island, or you take your own island.
All she has to do, Pally, is buy Animal Crossing a second time.
See, funny you say that, because I have a physical copy of it too. Like I have a digital and physical.
Oh, why'd you double dip?
Because my physical was delayed.
Right.
it said it was delayed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, I'll just download the digital and I'll preload it before it came out.
Oh,
and then it came in the mail the next day. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it sucks.
Do you want to do a trade? I'll give you my physical copy of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that. I was going to do that anyways.
Yeah.
Like it's factory sealed, so like I can return it and get my money back and use it. It's not like it's
you won't be able to return it for a while.
Yeah.
And I work at a place where they're not really going to argue with me. Like I'm really here.
That's kind of a benefit for sure.
Yeah. So I'll just trade you mine.
No, it's fine. Just don't scratch up the disc. I can see you doing that.
I don't even have it yet.
Oh, that's how it was when I got it.
Any updates on your copy, by the way, Dan? Like, I know mine said shipped yesterday. I don't know if it's like...
No, it says shipped, but it actually hasn't gone to Canada Post, so it says that it's shipped on the 14th.
Yeah, you're not going to get it by tomorrow.
Yeah, fucking A.
So
I saw someone posted that he got it yesterday or got it today. It's just,
some people apparently, if you order from Square, you got it sooner because they ship sooner.
Okay.
Well,
because they basically knew like, oh, people aren't going to get it, so they shipped it early, as opposed to Amazon or Best Buy or Walmart or whatever.
Yeah,
they go by the release date, right? Yeah. They're like, oh, we're going to ship it to you 2 days before or 3 days before the release.
They shipped it out 4 days before.
That's
like, they shipped it out last week because people were posting like the ending this week.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've avoided anything about it.
Yeah, IGN has an article about the ending. I haven't looked at it yet.
I'll buy it on sale. I was like,
But yeah, so Dan, any final thoughts on Persona 5 Royal before we move to Animal Crossing?
It's a solid 7.5 if I think of the original. Actually, you know what? I'll give it an 8. It should be an 8. I don't agree with the 10s it's been getting.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I thought Persona 5 was like a 9.
Yeah.
This one, I'm like, I've already played it, and I don't like the changes as much. I'll see what happens in the third semester once I get to the end game, which I'm beating a palace a day. So, you know.
Yeah,
well, it's like I mean, you like the first game so much, and then like it was hard. It's not going to live up to your experience from the first game.
Oh, that's
what I mean. Like you said, if it was DLC, it would have been better because it's just more content to the same thing, as opposed to they changed some of the fundamental things about the game.
Well, that's why like I come at it like I'm only grading it on the changes that were made, not on the actual game itself.
So it's it's a -1 for the changes, basically.
Yeah, I'd say people would find it and they'd be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of people still say it's boring, which I can see people saying that.
Like, I found that Persona did the same thing Fire Emblem did this year. Like it was the entry that kind of broke out into more mainstream.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Fire Emblem this year, like blew up. A lot more people who never played Fire Emblem were playing it. Same as Persona. Like more people who never played Persona played Persona.
Yeah, both of those games are my introductory to each of those series. So yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Wait, Pally, didn't you play the original Persona with me? Because I owned it. I remember
the one on PlayStation.
Yeah.
See, Persona is another one of those things because there's Shin Megami Tensei, which is the other kind of offshoot Persona, and that has its own series. And then the Persona,
they get
the basic
weird with that one. I like it.
Yeah. But everybody still says Persona 3 is the best Persona game.
Yes.
For Vita, but it's only on Vita. If that game needs a re-release, I guarantee if that game got remastered and re-released, like it would be really, really good. Like it'd be beloved again.
It's like, what made that one so special?
I haven't played as much as Dan probably played it, but it was very much in the vein of Persona 4. Like really compelling characters, really good visual design, battle system was good.
Okay.
Oh, I think you're talking about Persona 4 Golden then.
I am Persona 4 Golden. Sorry, not Persona 3.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, Persona 4 Gold.
4 still had a bit of a dark tale to it. Because
it was pretty. It was like people dying in TV in like.
And TVs and their bodies being hung from weird places.
Yeah, like there's an anime for 4 and 5, but I watched the anime, so that's kind of where I got the story from. But visually, it's very similar to Persona 5 when it comes to like characters, like almost like anime-esque characters. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. 3 is really good too, but not as good as 4 and 5.
3 was my favorite because they didn't do the voiced or the in-game like cutscenes where it's like their sprites are moving around.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stories were way more fucked up.
Yeah.
And the way you released your persona was you shot yourself in the head.
Yes, yeah, that's another reason why they'll never remake 3, I don't think.
No,
yeah, that sounds
like the protagonists of Persona 3 and 4 are DLC for Persona 5 Royal. You actually battle them.
Yeah. Because there's a bunch of characters in Persona 4 that are still like very popular. And I'm surprised that
Chie is best girl.
Yeah, there's like a fighting game. There's a Persona fighting game, and a lot of them are in it.
Yeah,
Persona,
a lot of them have a bunch of like spin-offs, right? Like dancing games and all that.
And they're probably in Tokyo Mirage Session.
Oh, yeah. They have like costumes. There are a lot of costumes I didn't know, but I'm assuming there are characters.
Yeah,
there's a Joker
like
costume.
Yeah.
So maybe there is that. I just didn't recognize them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it on Persona 5, guys.
Yeah, Dan hates it. We got it.
Yeah. All right. So now we will go to Animal Crossing New Horizons, since that's the one all three of us have been playing. I think out of all this, I'm assuming you got the most hours out of it, Pally?
Probably, yeah. We've probably been playing it since it came out. So that's what, every day at least, like
for
2 or 3 hours.
Weeks? Yeah.
For less 2.5 weeks. Yeah.
I think 3 weeks now.
26. So about 2.5 weeks. Yeah. Almost 3 weeks.
It was a Friday. Yeah. So 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I like played a lot in the first 2 weeks and kind of just slowing down on it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, since you play the most, we'll get your general impression of it.
Like, again, I like it, but it's really a game that it takes a while for it to get going in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, so when you play Animal Crossing, there's kind of 2 ways of doing it. There's like, you play it by the game takes place in real time. So you have the day's 24-hour clock, and the store is only open from whatever 9 to 10. So you're kind of subject. That is your limitation. You go and do certain things during the day. You have to wait an entire day. So when you build something, you have to wait an entire day for it to finish.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're kind of shoehorned into that when it comes to progression of the game. So like when we started, I'm like, I'm not waiting for this. So we just I time skip. So you just change the clock on the Switch and you just change it back. Yeah. And it speeds the game up a little bit. We did it until I got all the main buildings upgraded. Yeah. So then after that, now we've been playing it for the last like 2.5 weeks or 2 weeks. We've been playing it just in real time. So I'll wait entire days finished. And it feels better. Like that was my issue with it in the beginning. It just wasn't fast enough, like the progression.
Yeah.
I know, like if you look online when the game first came out, like there's a museum where you gather everything. Yeah. So a lot of people were just hoarding everything on the island. And if you look at islands, they'd just be full of like boxes of fish and like fossils because the museum, because they wanted to play it by real time. They wanted to wait until the museum was done before they put everything in. I was like, fuck that shit. Like finish that museum, move the game ahead, because it wasn't fun in the beginning. But now it's just, it's almost like a grind, but a good grind. You come in, it's like going to work. Like I'm not working for obvious reasons, and a lot of people aren't.
Well, no, I'm hit too. Yeah.
Yeah, so like my routine is like wake up in the morning, the shop's open at 9. What's being sold at the clothing store? What's being sold over here? You hit my rocks, get my money rock, like get my fish, get all like my Nook miles, all the doubles.
Yeah.
And then like we're at a point now where we unlocked everything so we can like really design the island the way you want to.
Yeah.
And my wife really likes The Sims, so she likes, creating a world basically.
Yeah.
And that's, again, like I mentioned to you, the game really shines when you create your own narrative.
Yeah.
Like it's so open. Like some people, they find like a coffee grinder and like, you know what, I'm going to make a cafe, and they'll just like use what they have to make a cafe.
Yeah.
Or they'll find like a bike and be like, oh, well, I'll make like a bike stand. They'll get like 100 bikes and they'll line them up and be like, oh, this is where the bikes go.
Yo, I did that with the electric scooters.
Yeah. Like, so it's open in that way, but there's a lot of stuff that like they could really fix, and they haven't fixed it for whatever reason. Like there's so many, like when you try to craft stuff, you can only craft one thing at a time, which is fucking annoying. The biggest annoying thing now is when you go buy clothing. So when you buy clothing,
the change room, yes,
you have to buy one thing at a time. So I'm like, fuck, I want to buy all these hats, but now you're forcing me to walk in and out and go through these like text boxes. I'm like, this is fucking annoying. Like it's one of those, it's almost Japanese or Nintendo-esque when it comes to game design. To that, it like forces you like
Japanese.
Like, no, you're you're gonna have to do this, and we're gonna force you to do it, and we're not gonna change it for whatever reason, even when we know that it's a problem.
That translates even more into the online aspect, because Dan and I had a long discussion on that before, where the online aspect is just kind of backwards and also underdeveloped.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like they just shoehorned it in, like, oh, you can play co-op, but you're not really co-op.
There's nothing you can do. Like it's not really that much. It's not that much fun. Like we've all hung out on each other's islands, and it's just like, okay, we show up, and then we like do some selfies together, and then we kind of walk around and
we steal each other's fruit.
And then we take off.
The only good thing now is if you go to other people's island, they have different stuff for sale at the shops. So if there's something you don't have, you can pick it up, or they have different fruit, like you said. That's the only. Or again, the turnips, which is another huge thing. Like you can get really radical turnip prices. Like I was looking at online, and the one guy had them for $530.
Holy shit! Yeah.
So what he was doing on the Reddit, he's like, if you want to come to my island, PayPal me $5, and I'll send you the code.
Yeah, well, that's
really sad.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a little bit fucking schemy. Yeah. Like, especially for a game that's supposed to be like light and fun.
Did I tell you I lost big at the stock market, the turnip stock market?
The turnip stock market. Yeah.
I remember you tried going to my island. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be 140 or something, and then
it changed to 75.
I don't know. Over and like, fuck this guy.
I still think you're catfishing me with that one.
Honest to God,
turnip fish.
It said 140 when you asked, and I looked, and then when you got there, they changed the price on it. I don't know why.
Supposedly, it does. It's not supposed to change price. It's like it's set every day.
Yeah.
So every day it changes different prices, but
but
like overall, like it's definitely a love it or hate it game, I still think.
Yeah.
Like it can get really frustrating at times too. Like the last 2 weeks has been like egg, like a thon.
Yeah.
So there's a big thing with Easter eggs. So like these eggs.
We time jumped past that shit. We were just like, nope. We're out of April now.
But
we
like,
take it.
if you hung with it, you would get bombarded with eggs. Like you dig up to get a fossil egg. You go fish for a fish egg. Like your whole economy gets decimated because all the things you use for money is eggs now, and the eggs are worthless.
Yeah, that might be why I've kind of slowed down the last week too. Like I think I did stop right around that time. It's
better now. There was such a big backlash. They literally patched it.
Yeah,
now it's a lot better when you go fishing. It's probably like 30% egg, 70% fish, as opposed to last time it was like 60-40.
Oh my God, everything you caught was an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's a lot better. Now I would say if you left it for that, to come back for that. But to me, it's a game that you don't, like, you're not going to beat it in 20 hours. You're not going to beat it in 100 hours. You're just going to play it. It's almost like a daily routine. It's like a phone game where you pull it up, I do my thing, and then I go about my day.
Oh yeah.
Like it's something you look at for 2 hours, or you like spend the whole day with it. For
sure. Because even on days where I'm not playing it, I at least log on just to get my like 300 Nook miles, and then I log off.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. It's a good thing to check in on.
Yeah. And like so hopefully Nintendo will really support it, and like if they fix like these little Japanese jank, like Mercado, like Dan calls it. Right?
Yeah.
It'll be a lot better.
BitHUD lexicon right there.
Yeah, it'll be a lot better. But and they have changed stuff. So I mean, it's good to see that they are taking criticism and feedback, and they are changing things. So that's a good sign that, hey, if they did that before, maybe they'll fix the other stuff. Because Nintendo usually doesn't do that. Like,
no, they usually don't.
Pokemon's a prime example of that. People bitched about that, and they're like, it took them
deal with it. Yeah.
Well, it took them until they put the DLC up, but I guarantee you, they didn't do the DLC overnight. So that was their plan all along, to do the original Pokemon and then do DLC to fill in the gaps for the rest of the Pokedex.
Yep,
so
exactly.
But like, I like the game a lot. Again, I'll probably play it every day until it'll probably, some days I'm not going to play it, but other days I'll just pop in for an hour, and other days I'll be like, hey, I want to redo like half the island, and I'll be there the whole day. Yeah,
like, I mean, I liked it a lot too. Again, I put at least 50 hours into it. Yeah. And is this a thing where, like, again, this lately I've kind of lost not interest, but I've lost a bit of momentum with playing it. And so you think you've pretty much covered like the main aspects.
Like you almost got to get inspired to play it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like it's almost like, what am I gonna do next? Like, because the game doesn't, after, like, you hit end credits, like I said, after that guy KK comes to perform, that's credits. Yeah, so technically, like story wise, that's the end of the game.
Yeah, I had not even had an end game, which I was fine with, but
so after that is basically like you have to make your own game. Like, this is the sandbox. Do whatever you want. There's no like, you have to do this or you have to do that. You could literally do anything. You could move everybody into, like, I saw some guy, he redid his whole island, and he did like a prison island. He put all the villagers on one island, and he just made water around it, and he just had his house on the outside, and he did like, they have wire fence, so he did wire fence around it. It was just like Alcatraz. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit you do with it, and you have fun with it.
I can see that. I like it's kind of like a Minecraft thing. It's your own sandbox.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, someone actually remade Hyrule from what was it, Link to the Past?
Yeah, some other guy did Earthbound. He did Earthbound so much that you could like make custom tiles. He laid down the entire map, custom tiles on the Animal Crossing map. Yeah. So it looked like an 8-bit map on top of it. Like it's like, if people have a shit ton of time, like
it's definitely, it came out at the right time, and it's cool that it's a game that's kind of like your imagination is pretty much the limit of it.
Yeah. Well, whatever, I mean, Nintendo limits you to.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever Nintendo will let you get. Yeah. Like, there's so much cool stuff. You're like, they give you a bike, but like, you can't ride the bike.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
They give you a soccer field and a ball, but you can't kick the ball into the net, right?
Yeah, so those are a lot of my issues. Like, a lot of things, there's not much interactivity with a lot of the objects. And I really like if the online aspect had things where, like, you come over and you can do things. You can play like a soccer game. You can play. I know the original GameCube one had, like, you could play classic Nintendo games. Maybe a thing where you do a shared play. I'd love to do it. I mean, even though you could technically just do it through the system itself. Yeah. I love to be in Animal Crossing, and you come over to my island and then say, hey, let's go play like Joust or something.
Yeah, like,
it doesn't have to be something like that though. I mean, it could just be like you all go on a fishing trip and you just have to catch the most fish.
I said that too. Like others, like interactive activities. Games,
What was that thing like in Link to the Past where you had a field and you had to find the treasure? So you drop everyone and you all go out at the ground with your shovels.
But you can technically make that yourself.
You can make that. Like,
but one of you would always have to know where it is, right?
Like, one person would be the game show host, and everyone as a contestant. Yeah. Like, that's doable, at least that one. But in general, I think the objects should by default be made to like have some kind of interactivity, and they should have group activities in them. Yeah, that's a major issue.
Some of them have like visual interactivity, like the shower, the faucet turns on and off. Yeah, the lights turn on and off. But again, I'm with you.
Like, arcade cabinets that if you hit them, they make game noises.
Yeah. And you can turn on the switch, and that's like,
yes, you can.
Oh yeah, you can see arcade cabinets. Like, I want the arcade cabinets. I'm like,
did you see the arcade cabinets in my house?
Yeah. This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm like, because it locks you in. Like, probably the most sought after stuff in Animal Crossing is the ironwood furniture. It's furniture with like ironwood.
Okay,
and it's like, it's so hard to get. Like, you have to get the recipe. So it's like a grind, and the grind isn't like I play this game for 30 hours and I get it. It's random. Or I ask somebody if they have an extra recipe, or they make it for me. But like, I don't like doing that. I don't want to rely on other people. Like, I want to find it, right? Or
the
I want
end
to
game
make it.
for me is building the robot.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm trying to do that myself.
Let me build the transformer.
Exactly. Yeah. That again, you're making your own game. Like you're making your own goals, which again, I like that. Usually I don't get games that force me to do that, and I enjoy it. Well, you know what I mean? There's force, like give me an open world and then like let me play in it. Like some open worlds are like, that's my issue with a lot of games. The games are too open. Like, do whatever you want. But I'm like, I don't want to do whatever I want. I want to do the story. Like I don't want to go into it, but when you said, remember you said you didn't like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I was just about to mention that. Yeah.
Same thing for me is like, I started playing it because after I beat Mario and Link's Awakening, I'm like, okay, I'll play Breath of the Wild. And the openness is just like killing me. Like, okay, I can do a lot, but I'm like, Zelda, I want to play the story. Like I want to save a little bit more linear. Yeah, like I want it to be a little more linear than open. So, but I can see why people enjoy the game because it's still gorgeous and whatnot. But that's pretty much my gist on Animal Crossing. I have a lot more to say. We could probably talk about Animal Crossing for like hours upon hours. But
any other thoughts on it, Dan?
Actually, well, now that you mention it, we already talked about how the multiplayer was shit.
Yeah, like that's again. Other than what Pally said, I probably covered pretty much all of it.
I actually just want to tell you guys what I've been doing. I invited Pally over to see my house.
You had a good layout. Like I'll let you tell, but what you did on your wall, I'm like,
it's crazy. That's
a good idea. Yeah, like that's a good idea.
They were selling this whiteboard that is a giant whiteboard that you can just place in your house. So I basically started with the idea that my guy was a superhero. So when you build the second extension, I actually covered the doorway with the whiteboard. You actually have to physically push it out of the way.
You've told me about this. Yeah.
And then it has like my superhero costume hanging on the wall. But then I added more costumes, and he started to look more like a villain over time.
Yeah, because the room was so dark, and like the costumes were really like, I'm like, okay.
Like there's like a ninja costume in there.
I didn't get that story at first. I'm like, okay, like these are all his outfits. I'm like, why he's got multiple outfits? when you had the whiteboard first, when he moved it along, I'm like, did he like take the there's an editor where you can like make any. I'm like, did he make like porn and like spider the wall with like 8-bit porn? Is that what I'm walking into? Like, you know, like
no.
the room in the back of the video store, right? Where it's like,
that'd be great.
So
like, why is he leading me?
Bead curtains,
but no, like I literally made like a lair. Yeah, so I tried to make the main room look like a normal person's house.
Yeah,
and then it's like my secret lair. And then what's it called? I've just been growing money trees and trying to place them around my house now.
So try a money orchard. Like that's
that's kind of surreal. Yeah.
I also built a spa because they give you like the stone archway and the stone bath.
Yeah, they give you
with the little, so I did that and I kind of covered it with bamboo. And then I've just been buying clothes all the time so I can use that magic wand, the rabbit wand. To make my outfit changes.
Yeah, that's another thing. The storage is limited. There's only, you hit the storage limit, then you have to start like making hard decisions like, what am I going to sell? But the good thing is once you buy something, you can buy it back. If you go to the Nook shop, everything you bought once, you can buy it again, multiple copies.
That's not bad.
Wait, you can?
Yeah, as long as you buy it.
So I can buy multiple arcade cabinets.
Yes, as long as it's not limited supply.
Oh, it is.
It's a regular item. You can. It might be limited supply too. I'm not 100% sure, but I know
not sure
a lot of stuff you can buy multiples of it.
Okay.
Once you buy it once,
I found a rice maker.
Well, it's a Japanese game, so
that makes sense. The only other thing I've been actually having a lot of fun with is you can mail other people items that you find in the store.
Yeah, I got something from you earlier today.
Oh, you got the skull radio.
Yeah.
For Pally and his wife's birthday, which just passed, I mailed them both teddy bears.
Supposedly some of those are rare. There's like 10 teddy bears, I think. With
I have 4 of them. I have a regular panda. I have the Papa panda, which is like purple, but it's also a panda.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of them. So I've just been I took all the bears and I kind of buried them behind the bamboo. So that it's just bears hanging out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much they can do with the game, like when it comes to scarcity like that. Like if I was them, I would fuck with people. I'd be like, "This is a super rare item. It only drops like 0.2% of the time."
You mean
like, you would drive
parts?
so much interaction with your game, like, and it would create stories with the game. Be like, "Oh shit, there's this like super rare piece of gold, and you need this to make something else." I mean, sure, people would be pissed, but it would still like be an interesting dynamic. Right?
Dude, we just finished talking about the robot.
Game. Yeah, a good thing about the game is that there's like there's more to come still. Like there's like they always have new events and all that. So maybe down a few months from now, it might be a whole other aspect to it that we haven't seen yet. So
yeah, 100%. Like every holiday, if they do Easter, right, they're gonna do Christmas. You're gonna do
Halloween.
Halloween's gonna be huge, right? With like Halloween costumes. Like, Easter's a really like boring holiday.
Yeah,
like nobody like. Again, the people playing this game are, I would say, primarily our age.
Yeah, surprisingly, yeah.
Like I know a lot of people with kids and they have Switches. I'm like, you can show you Animal Crossing. I'm like, what's Animal Crossing? I'm like, like it's a game designed for 12-year-olds that 25 and 30-years play. That's what Animal Crossing is. Yeah, exactly.
The unintended audience.
All right. So, any closing thoughts, guys?
Pal, you did actually a really good job today, man. You should.
I would love to do more movie stuff. I know before you came on, me and Thaddeus, I watch a lot of TV and movies.
Yeah.
I know Dan doesn't watch as much as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely up for that. I mean, we could probably have like the film division of it or the media division.
No, I would love to do that. Maybe we do it on the week, even if we're watching the same the same thing. At least, I mean, we'd probably talk about other movies and shit like that. But like daily trailers and shit like that, I'd be very interested in that.
Yeah, you'll probably watch movies, unlike me, where I lie about.
Yeah, fucker, you come up with the idea to watch them. I got to watch it, and then you lie about saying you watched it. That's like that's like secret villain fuckery right there, man.
Well, you're watching legitimately bad movies, like not even like so bad it's good, like legit, like
like incompetent,
like get made kind of movie.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you thought I was joking. I thought I was joking.
No, because I mean, with what's it called? Sextuplets. You're like, we're watching it, right? And then I was like, fuck. And then we watched it. You watched it, and I watched it. It's like, okay, the precedent's been set. So you said it with I got the hookup too. I had no interest in watching it. I was just kind of joking to send you the link, and then you said we're watching it. So like, all right.
Yeah, I said, we're definitely gonna review this.
You have to like make them sit down and watch it with you, like physically.
I think
hey, we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch Sextuplets, and you're gonna sit beside me on the couch, and we're gonna watch it together.
Definitely,
and stuff her together.
Clockwork Orange is gonna have the little from my eyeballs.
100%. Like he'll come over to my house and I'll just chloroform him and tape him down and make him watch it.
Well, another game we played that we didn't talk about is Risk.
Also in a Full Metal Furies.
Full Metal Furies, yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
That is, you got to get on and get him a Risk. We're probably going to play.
Okay. What are you guys playing it on?
It's just on anything. It's on iOS, Steam. It's the server is the same across all platforms.
Oh, I see. Okay, interesting.
We played last time and Roger won. So what always happens in a game of Risk is me and Dan, like, we basically make the decision to like, this is the way the game goes. Either Dan does something or I do something or a combination of the two. And then the game plays out for everybody else.
Right.
So usually Dan will be like, he'll run through somebody and the game will like fold in one direction or other, or I'll do something and it'll fold the other way or other. So usually Roger ends up winning, or Steve when we play with our friend from high school, or the other friend that we used to play.
Yeah.
He goes by Raj on the show.
Usually his first name, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It's not like that's a super...
No, it's not that specific of a name. Like, I think mine isn't even that super specific, but mine is probably the most, I guess, uncommon of names.
Yeah.
But even that, it's not like I don't know, Tyronzel or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like Jamarius and all those names like Americans.
Oh, it's like the Key and Peele, where they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Monday Night Football when they
Yeah.
All the lineups there in front of the cameras and they have the weird names.
Yeah, exactly. Like Black American names, essentially.
That was a good show. That was legit. Yeah, it wasn't awesome. Chappelle show quality, but it was close. It was
the next best thing. Yeah.
It's like the Chappelle show. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Chappelle show was so good.
Oh yeah. But all right, guys, it's been a good couple hours recording with you all. Some good material here.
Look.
What's that?
I gotta cook dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna find something to eat myself. So good having you on, Pally. It's been great. Definitely looking forward to doing more shows with you down the road.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, guys. Catch you later.
Okay, take care.